2021 and 21-22 school calendars for input. Diane?
Thank you and good evening.
Good evening.
Purpose of our public hearing tonight is to share background information about the calendar development and a few details about that. And then during your regular board meeting, one of your resolutions will be to approve or consider approval of these two calendars. And we did two calendars because we think it's helpful for staff and for our parents and students to be able to plan ahead. And so we took that initiative, and if the board agrees, then we'll go ahead and have those available. Calendar, the state of Iowa suggests that no school districts could start school before August 23rd of every year. And so we are complying with that, but we still must include 1,080 hours of instruction. And typically you might think of that as about 180 days, but 1,080 hours of instruction gives us a little bit more flexibility. But those are the requirements that we, at the very basic, need to meet. In order to develop these next 2 years of calendars, we receive feedback from our stakeholders, including principals, the superintendent's roundtable that has representatives from each of our school buildings, staff members. We also conducted a survey online of staff and of parents, and you can see more than 800 staff members, a full majority, and then 1,095 parents. And we love to hear the voices of parents and staff when we're making decisions like this that affect their work calendar or their family's calendar. Our recommendation tonight, and on the calendars that you see before you, are to, for this next year, begin on Monday, August 24th. We didn't think the kids wanted to start on Sunday, the 23rd. So the school calendar year is organized in such a way that it would end on Thursday, May 27th, in advance of Memorial Day. And that includes about 21 and a half hours more than required, which gives us some leeway to have some days that we don't make up if we do have inclement weather, which we typically do in Iowa here. The following year calendar is very similar. They're made up almost identical, with obviously adjustments for how the months flow. But that one would allow us to begin on the 23rd and again on the 27th before Memorial Day, and it has the identical number of hours. Next steps in the calendar would be the board can consider approval. We would develop from these the employee calendars, those who work all year round, those who work shorter years, along with the kids' schedule, and then we would communicate this out to parents, staff, and other community stakeholders. That concludes my presentation.
Questions from the board members?
I have no questions, but a comment. I think community would like that longer break we have now. Christmas time broken in here. I'm just saying the winter break is long. Felt like that.
Okay. If there are no questions from the board, now is the time for members of the audience to address the board concerning these two calendars. If anyone wishes to address the board, please present yourself to the podium, and we'll go from there. Since no one is moving, we will then take these matters up at our regular board meeting, and as of this time, I am closing this public hearing. I'm opening this regular board meeting of the Council Bluffs Community School District Board of Directors. Mr. Wilson, would you please call the roll?
Dr. Allgress?
Present.
Mr. Minshaw?
Present.
Mr. McGlade?
Present.
Ms. Shudak?
Present.
Mr. Arthur?
Present.
Mr. LaFurla?
Present.
Mr. Kazire?
Present. As you are able, would you please rise with me to observe a moment of silence? Thank you. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Under God.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have an approval of our agenda for tonight's meeting?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving our agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. And our agenda has been approved. Next up now is the approval of our minutes of the work session and the workshop meeting and the organizational meeting of November 12th. Is there a motion?
I would move that the minutes from the 3 meetings from November 12th be approved as presented.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes of November 12th signify your vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, and the motion is carried. This now is a time and the place for the public hearing. Anybody who wishes to address the board concerning our agenda or any items that are of concern now is the time for you to present yourself at the podium and state your concern. Seeing no movement, we will move next to our superintendent's report. Dr. Murillo, would you please lead us with this endeavor?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm going to ask Ms. Ostrowski to join me again. This is one of the highlights of the month where we recognize our outstanding students and our outstanding staff members. And tonight, we are pleased to do so once again. So Ms. Ostrowski?
Hello. Tonight, we'd like to congratulate a Thomas Jefferson High School senior who's, I think this is the first time we've honored a student for something like this. Samantha, or Sammy Pletchis. She has been named a state finalist for IJAG, which is Iowa Jobs for America's Graduates. Sammy, would you join us up here? And we're going to share a little bit more about you. The IJAG National Student Leadership Academy competition is where she really represented our school district and Thomas Jefferson High School very well. At this competition, students tell their stories and compete in different career association competitions, such as public speaking and employability skills. They begin by writing an essay describing how IJAG has helped change their life. We are proud of you so much, Sammy, and thank you for representing us, and best wishes at Iowa Western Community College next year. If you want to come up and take pictures, feel free. Okay. Congratulations. Were they all getting out of the background? All right. Each year, we've had the pleasure of recognizing talented students